So digitally raise your hand if you wanted to provide your youth more ways to make positive impacts in their community or to give youth a platform to explore their passions in the form of community engagement and or want to give youth a unique opportunity for the summer and the school year. Yes, love seeing all the hands. Oh, a thumbs up too. Amazing. Um, that is one of the biggest things that this program is centered around, and that is being the Youth Volunteer Corps of the Greater Triangle. The Youth Volunteer Corps of the Greater Triangle is a program that started in 1987 based in Kansas City for Kansas City youth, and today it's created over 20 affiliates around the country and other countries around the world. So that way that youth here it is. YVC is a network of affiliate organizations across the US and Canada that engage youth ages 11 to 18 in a team-based structure, diverse and flexible service learning opportunities. Their mission is to engage youth in team-based service experiences that build life and work skills while inspiring a lifetime ethic of service. So a big component of the Youth Volunteer Corp is to inspire volunteers to get out in the community by being exposed to a variety of different cause areas. Therefore, every time that your youth will come to a project, hopefully they walk out learning a brand new skill from a different area regarding, their level of interest in what they want to tackle in the community. And the YVC is guided by sets of components to progress their mission, starting out with the 4 fundamental goals. First and foremost, they want to engage youth in service projects that are challenging, rewarding, and educational. Then they want to serve the needs of the community and its residents, cultivate a greater understanding and appreciation for diversity, and promote, oh, sorry, went way too fast, and promote a lifetime ethic of service in youth. And these 4 fundamental goals fall into the 5 focus areas. And this is the areas where all of our projects are going to be categorized in, such as compassionate communities. So these are going to be wanting to, help families and groups that are in need. So this is going to be projects centered around either participating, volunteering at a homeless shelter, or in this case, most recently, YVC members volunteered at the diaper bank this past weekend. Others would be arts and culture. So we're going to want to celebrate people who want to advocate for the arts. So we sometimes have community partners who want us to assist them in painting a community mural or, having art-based craft projects that can go to programs such as schools and that can really provide that outlet for people to be creative. And then on top of that, it is going to be healthy lifestyle. So really wanting people to, have better access to nutrition. So that's going to be, volunteering at the food bank or doing produce sorting in areas such as that. And then on top of that, there is STEM and the environment. So these are going to be your trash cleanups, your river pollution cleanups, and or even more tactical projects such as working on bed building or learning more tactical hands-on skills with woodwork. So it's going to be a lot more of those hands-on projects there. And then lastly, education. And that is going to be your opportunities to potentially mentor younger kids or tutoring and teaching in that range of work on the volunteering. And a big thing about the Youth Volunteer Corp is that we have so many resources. YVC has over 20 affiliates around the world. There are affiliates in the US, Canada, and recently Uganda so they're really trying to get YVC all around the world. And we have 8 area partners, such as 15 the Mahomes Foundation, which is home to quarterback Patrick Mahomes, Bank of America, and H&R Block. And by having companies like these back the Youth Volunteer Corp, we're able to be a part of things such as national campaigns. So currently, this summer, we are participating in the #Volunteer for 15 campaign, which is also ran by 15 the Mahomes Foundation. So starting in May 31st up until the end of August, volunteers who sign up for this campaign, if they get 15 hours of service during the summer logged through YVC, they will be up for special awards given through this foundation and YVC. just to encourage more students to get out there and volunteer. On top of that, we are going to get access to so many fundraising opportunities. A great thing with all of these sponsors, YVC, they have grants to assist us in funding projects that we get to build ourselves if we would like to, such as if we are doing a kitting project and we need to buy supplies to make that happen, we can apply for grants that way. And then also they have a huge emphasis on assisting in the development of STEM projects as well. And then lastly, they really do encourage inter-affiliate programming. So we have monthly meetings as program directors all across the country, just so we can kind of get advice from one another. So if we have an area that we are lacking in, hopefully there is another program director that is able to provide us solutions. Sometimes one affiliate will be doing a service project that can be done remotely that they would want to get other affiliates to participate in. So they'll definitely reach out to us, and we'll do our best to see if we can also participate in those as well. And then we also have a yearly YVC summit where all of the program directors come together to do leadership training, including our own day of service and learning how we can all grow as individual affiliates. And what makes this very unique as well is not only the program directors attend this summit, we also will sometimes invite some of the higher performing youth volunteers to come to the summit as well, where they will get opportunities for those leadership training workshops as well and meet other YVC members from across the country. And you're probably wondering how YVC and Activate Good come together. So the Youth Volunteer Corp, for some affiliates, can be a standalone organization, but we are hosted by Activate Good as the overall umbrella of YVC. So with that, YVC, Activate Good will use YVC resources in these forms, starting with hour tracking. So Activate Good already tracks volunteers' hours using our volunteer database Golden, which will be used to sign up for projects. But then we also have YDOT, which is the YVC database, where we will submit each volunteer's hours into that for additional tracking. With that comes with youth empowerment. So if you start in this program at 11 and you volunteer all the way through 18, this is just a pure example. If you do 200 hours with us, 50 hours even, you will be up for milestone awards. And on top of that, YVC offers scholarships as well for your community service. Those come either in the forms of nominations and also announcements from headquarters for us to send out when those applications do open up. Primarily, they give their goal is to give out each one's about $1,000 each, but they tend to try to get as many scholarships available as possible for those recipients. On top of that too, Activate Good staff will have access to the YVC dashboard, which will give us, if we for some reason cannot think of a project at that time, they have a plethora of resources for us to utilize to come up with ideas or more solutions to go about fundraising and new ideas that we probably might not have touched on before in the past. And then another thing too is the Youth Advisory Board, which we'll get on later into the following slides. And then lastly, school integration. The more members we get within YVC, we eventually want to see which members come from the same batches of schools. That way we can eventually start having teachers or faculty staff members involved to potentially make their own YVC clubs to really garner the network and make it a lot more accessible for students as time goes on. And every project that we do will be rooted in Activate Good's brand new Learn and Serve model. So every project that we're going to do, we want to make sure they're meaningful and that these youth are really coming away from these projects with brand new perspectives and lessons learned. So every project will be supervised by a trained project leader. And we will also even offer these trainings to YVC members as they progress in their time. And every project will have a lesson plan with discussion and reflection components to those as well. And how this works. So at the end of this, we will have the link if you are not already signed up to sign up for YVC. It is a robust registration form, but it really is getting all the information that we need to make sure that we can have a tailored experience for your youth. All of the information that we get from the form will be placed into the YVC database. You'll be added to a golden group, which is that way you get exclusive access to these volunteer opportunities. and subscribe to our newsletter. Registrants will also be notified of projects to sign up on Golden when those emails come in. So in this picture right over here, we do have an example of where to sign up for if you don't sign up through the means that we have for today. And then on event day, each project's going to start out with introductions and icebreakers so that youth can get to know each other, as most likely they will all be coming from different schools. And then a quick event explanation introduction from the community partner. They will explain the history of their organization and explain the impacts of what the activity they'll be doing today will make for the community. And then the event activity is getting to work and doing the service project at hand. And then we'll come together at the end for a reflection so we can all come together and really, talk about the key things that we learned through the project. And during these projects, we encourage the youth to get to know the people also working at the organization that we're partnering with, so they can probably learn some other things while they're working on the activity at hand. So a quick question for everyone in the chat. What have been the challenges in searching for youth service opportunities or encouraging youth to serve? So feel free to put that in the chat, or, quick turn up your mic and, popcorn responses. What have been challenges for youth in serving opportunities or encourage youth to serve? Age or time limitations. Yes, that's a really huge one. It can be hard at times to find organizations that will take people under the age of 18. I know for some other ones, people will probably have sports, finding other opportunities other than the food bank, and also age limitations. So there is some consensus there. Or sometimes, kids don't want to get up early on the weekend sometimes, or like during the summer. And they're just really tired. That's another thing that happens as well. But one thing that I do want to let you know is that YVC is meant to be flexible. We are meant to be flexible for everybody. So YVC, we are required to only have projects either after school, on the weekends, during school breaks, and during the summer. That way we are accommodating to student schedules as much as we can. So as we are going about posting projects for you to sign up for, we try to have a variety to fit someone's schedule. A big thing with YVC is you are not required to come to every single project, as we do have limited space for each project to come to. So for some YVC, we encourage smaller groups to come together. That way we're able to have a lot more intimate time getting to know each other and really getting more opportunities to flesh out the time that we have at the project. Because sometimes if you have like 50 volunteers at once, a project could be get done faster, and therefore resulting in a shorter time at the project. So spaces for each project are limited. I think the cap that we'll probably have at one time, unless it's like a really big special event, would be around 25 people to attend those projects. And also, again, all YVC members and guardians will also receive letters regarding upcoming projects and announcements. I see a question here. This age group is for 11 to 18 years old. And then your youth will also get the opportunity to have leadership opportunities in their time in the YVC through the Youth Advisory Board. The Youth Advisory Board is the primary leadership opportunity of consisting of a group of students, student YVC members. This will be decided upon an application process. So during this summer in particular, that we'll get to towards the end here, as we're going through the projects, we're going to be scoping out, who is constantly coming to projects, who is showcasing leadership, who is being active in discussions, who is showcasing that they want to be proactive and really want to grow from this experience by being a part of the YVC. And with that, we'll probably make it be most likely make it a school year commitment where they will have monthly or biweekly meetings. And this is going to be the voice for all the members within the YVC. They're going to let us know where they want to be serving at, what their passions are. you know, what do they want to see as this organization progresses as a whole? They're going to assist in project planning and recruiting to get more members. We're going to have leadership workshops for them to develop their skills. And then we're also going to let them have a youth advisory board led capstone project that we will start, you know, conjuring up the ideas in the fall, and then for them to properly implement in the spring. Oh, and there we go. Yes, projects are a limited amount of spots every single time. And Activate Good YVC, the YVC of the Greater Triangle, we launched on March 16th, 2023. And since launch, we have already had over 200 youth signed up across 80 institutions across the Triangle. And we have accumulated over 100 hours between youth and parents after the first month. And we have a commitment to host at least 3 projects a month, and having a growing roster of project leaders from the board and community members will allow us to even do more projects as time goes on, as we're going to have more people to be able to supervise projects. And if you want to get a head start with this, we are currently launching the YVC Summer of Service. This is just a quick list of the projects that we already have booked and ready to go for you to sign up for. The goal is to have at least 1 project a week throughout the entire summer. That way people have many opportunities to sign up for projects that will be purely YVC led. So our first one's going to be at the food bank on the 15th, but then we're going to be at Oak City Cares on the 19th. No, in the Pocket on the 24th. And then the food bank's gonna be our most constant one, as they have a lot of openings at the moment. And then we're gonna be at Second Chance Pets at the tail end of July, and then working with Break a Leaf. And we are currently working to get a larger variety with organizations such as the NC Wildlife Foundation, Saddle Up and Read, and many more to come as well. So definitely be on the lookout for these projects as they get announced in the newsletters every single week, and we'll be adding many more to come. And again, Activate Good and the YVC of the Greater Triangle, our goal is to make youth service a lot more accessible. This is from our YVC Day project, where we made breakfast bags for Meals on Wheels and flashcard kits for Wake Up and Read. So we are always trying to make volunteering possible for any age. Yes, the application details will be shared. You can actually sign up on this link right here. It actually is the direct application at the moment. There's no necessarily like approval or deny situation. It's purely in a registration form. It's going to have questions such as you know, students' information, name, phone number, email, what school they go to, an opportunity. If the youth is filling it out, we have a long list of interest areas. So the environment, you know, social justice, hunger, everything. And also thank you, Russ, for putting it in the link as well to learn more about YVC in that corner. But feel free to scan this QR code to get a better idea of what YVC is about, if you want to read more in from this and the direct link to the registration form. Any questions? Feel free to put it in the chat, or feel free to quickly turn your mic on and let us know.
See just a comment there that this is wonderful, and thank you from Kristen. And I agree. I've been with Activate Good for 10 years, and you know, while we had teen programming, this is just so much more robust. So it's very exciting to have this launch through Activate Good. I see another question there. Ethan.
What is the expectation for participation? So it's going to truly be up to your youth and how often they can volunteer. So we understand that there is going to be a lot of obstacles. So whether they have extracurriculars, or, you know, they might not necessarily have like transportation that day to come. So we're not going to be holding up like you must do 1 project a month, but we will keep track of who has been inactive for a very long time. So there is no set expectation at the moment, but if you do want to have your youth be a part of the youth advisory board, then, you know, do your best to, you know, if for what you can come to, you know, be as proactive as possible. And There is a set of expectations set for the Youth Advisory Board, but those will be fleshed out when those applications will be announced and everything. Does the youth or parent complete the registration? We have, at the moment for the registration form, we have had both youth and parents filled it out. Some do it together, some do it individually, as like some youth have found this on their own accord. So it is primarily up to you.
Require the parent to sign up on it.
Yes, the parent must sign off on the end of it though. Will this presentation be viewable? Yes, we can send this presentation to everyone after this is finished.
Is there a way to utilize and apply YVC volunteer hours towards Honor Society hours? Most definitely.
Yes, you can. Yes. Any documentation that you need, we can get that made for you as you volunteer with us.
And, this is a good time to also add, if you're a part of a group at your school that requires service hours, reach out to Ethan, and we can also work beyond YVC to connect you to ways to serve as well. So we are here for youth all the way, individuals and groups.
Yes, and if you guys are a part of any sports teams or anything like that, or additional programs outside of school, we gladly take those groups as well. And we will, for most of the projects that we do, primarily for youth, it'll probably still be within this learn and serve model. So whether you are a part of YVC or not, you'll still get this same experience. I did have a family the other day ask for the group request form because they want to get their entire soccer team involved. So we'll take as many youth groups as, they're available.
And I've dropped Ethan's email address in the chat if you all want to take note of that. He is your go-to for all youth volunteering. And I should say youth and college and youth of all ages beyond the YVC.
Mm-hmm.
See, any other questions before we wrap up here? It's not a speak now or forever hold your peace situation. We love your questions. Will the volunteer opportunities indicate if parent involvement is necessary?
Yes. So recently we've been having both youth and parents come to some of our events as of late, just so we can kind of get some parents and give parents an idea of what will be happening at these projects. A big thing that I should have noted earlier is we do have a larger expectation of you dropping your youth off at the service project and letting them be on their own. There are components to these events where maybe youth will feel more compelled to speak up on their own, like without their parents there. Sometimes, when your parents are there, that can kind of feel pressured to speak or pressured to stay quiet. So we will let parents know in every single sign up which ones that we would advise you to drop your youth off only, or to have this be open to families, because that's also based on the availability of spots that we have available at each project.
And to add to that, while the YVC is for ages 11 to 18, some community partners we work with, those age restrict guidelines might be different. So, if it's 13 and up, the opportunity will state that very clearly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if I'm correct, I believe Second Chance Pets, that one is 13 and up, and that is specified in the description on Golden. And also some projects, they will require additional registration. So the food bank and Note in the Pocket, yes, you sign up with us through Golden, but you will also have to sign up additionally on their respective sites. And we have those links within each project sign up sheet as well.
I have one more question. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have a baby in the background, so if she starts to whine, please forgive me.
All good.
Can you just can you just say one more time? I apologize. The timeline as far as the registration via this QR code versus Golden. I think I might have missed how that all goes together because they're
Yes.
two different things, right? Or does a form feed into Golden? Could you just clarify that one more time, please?
Yes. So when you fill out the registration form, we will get notified in our project management software that an application has been filled out. And we try to get everybody a response within 3 days of filling out the registration form. And so as I'm going through your application, the steps that I have is putting the information in WIDAT, and then we will put your name, email, your kid's name, and your kid's email into Golden. We'll put your kid's email only into Golden, as they're the ones that we need to keep track of to sign up for the project. But we will send in, but by putting their email or your whoever's email it is, we have some students where it's their parents' emails, but like their kid's name. You will get an additional email from Golden being like, hello, you are being invited to join this group. And that's where you'll click that to get access to all of the service projects.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But all in all, within 3 days of applying, you should have everything needed to start signing up for projects.
All right, I think we just have one more slide there, Ethan, but looks like no more questions. I think if folks have questions after this, please connect with Ethan. Ethan at activategood.org. And we'd love for you to also do all of these things.
Yeah, check out our social media. Definitely check out our website, activategood.org, to see what other projects that we're doing. So I do see we have some parents here. You know, if you want corporate opportunities for your job, we have outlets for that. And then also sign up for the general newsletter, where you can see everything that Activate Good is doing beyond youth programming, and ways for you to get involved as well.
Yes. So we have some big days of service right around the corner that we'd love for you to join in on. September 11th, 9/11 Day of Service, and Family Volunteer Day in November.
Yes, in November, Family Volunteer Day. It's like Marbles Kids Museum. We have the whole space rented out to do projects, volunteer projects for the whole day, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So definitely keep an eye out for all of those.
Awesome. And I just want to pop in and say thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And thank you to Ethan for all you're doing to get this off the ground. It's been really fun to watch.
Thank you. I'm excited to keep this going. This summer is going to be really exciting. We had a project this past Saturday at the diaper bank, and it was a really full project. We had about 20 volunteers out there, and they did 10,000 diapers to go do 300 plus families in need. So that was a really great way to start off June, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the summer goes.
We hope to see you all at Project soon.
Yes. And this presentation is recorded, and we will be sending this to everyone who came tonight. And also this will be sent to our newsletters as well for those who missed it. Thank you very much, everyone.